Hey everyone, welcome back to Headgear Garage. Today's project, the mini Jeep. As you can see, I took the steering wheel off. We're going to try to make an adapter to go between this plate and the back of the steering wheel that'll extend the steering wheel up a little bit to give it a little less. Right now when you're riding it, you have to kind of lean forward a little bit to comfortably reach the steering wheel. So we're going to try to make something that eases that distance a little bit. The other thing we're going to do is we have a shifter knob that will basically just extend up, and it's just the screw on thing, so it won't be much at all. So let's get started. Steering wheel. We're basically just going to make two round plates and weld them to this piece of pipe, which I will cut off to a certain length, which we'll determine later. Let's see here. I found a hole saw that is pretty close to the inside diameter. This is pretty close to what's on the steering shaft right now. So we're going to cut two of those plates out of this piece of steel with that hole saw, and if we have to, we'll size them down a little bit, but I think we'll be good. Two, like a better term, washers. Let's get they're a little warm. Whew! Hot doggy. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's nicely in there. Okay, so I laid the first disc I cut out inside there, bolted it on, and now I can use it to make my holes. And we'll just repeat that process with disc number 2. Got those two pieces measured. Now we're going to go down here and see if we can't figure out what length shaft we need for this. So I'm going to sit you guys right here in the hood, maybe. go. That seems pretty close. Let's see what that is. We'll adjust from there. That's about 5 inches. That's a real 5 inches. That's not the guy's 5 inches. So let's go up here, cut a piece of pipe off. 5 inches long. All right, as I said, I don't really have a plan, so we're kind of making something and then figuring out how to make the next step. So, let's see if I can get you spun around here. So right here, made the disc, and as you look at the pipe, I can't just weld this pipe on here because there's no way to mount the bolts. So what we're going to do is, I have a nut on this bolt. We're going to try to weld all 3 of these bolts on through here, through each of these sections here. Let's go this way. With nuts on, we're going to do them one at a time here. So we're going to weld them on and then grind them smooth, and that'll hopefully then allow me the ability to weld this back onto, or weld this onto here. So let's get some welding done. Worst case scenario is this doesn't work and we start over. So. All right, that first plan didn't work out that first plan didn't work out. Let me just put it that way. So here's what I have, and let me bring you in here a little closer and show you what was going on. Okay, so this was the first design. The extension tube and just a plate on the top and the bottom with 3 bolts in it to match the pattern on the steering wheel and where it mounts on. The problem I kept running into is in order to get, and this one's the same way, but in order to get these bolts to be secured enough, there was no way to weld the pipe on. I thought I was going to be able to burn them both in kind of at the same time. That turned out to be a terrible miscalculation on my part. As you can see, if I did get any heat on it, it just bent it right over. And these things just are not secured. And when you're talking your steering wheel, even on a little go-kart like that, you kind of want to keep hold of your steering wheel. You don't want, let me rephrase that. You kind of don't want to be holding your steering wheel and the rest of the steering mechanism isn't attached to it anymore. So what we've done is I went and picked up, I didn't have any, this was the largest, well, nearly the largest pipe I had, but it's still, even the biggest stuff I had wasn't big enough. So I just ran out to my local supplier who was real close, fortunately, and I picked up a piece of 2.5-inch ID pipe, and you know, to get that thick, it is a very solid piece of pipe. And then I went back through, as you saw what I did with this to make these plates right here. I did the exact same thing with the exact same steel, just a hole saw, drilled them out. But these are now big enough that, and I don't know what happened, but in reviewing my footage, I didn't get any of this on footage. I welded the whole bolt onto the plate on the other side. So it's welded on the back side securely, and this plate is big enough now that it comes out to almost the edge of this pipe, and there's a weld that goes the whole way around the edge. I'm going to clean these up a little bit more just so they look a little better once painted up. Let's go over and try it on the Jeep, see how it looks. Okay, here we go. Straighten it up. That way. Just enough room to get a wrench on these little nuts under here. Help if I was turning that one the right way. Definitely get tighter if I turned it the right way. I mean, you know, no expert. It's my belief it'll get tighter if I turn it this way. Yep, I was right. Look at that. Okay. Now on this upper part here, you can see this. I double nutted it. Not for anything other than simply to have a space in there. So just to give it a little more room between it and the steering wheel, because this is concaved here. So it gave me just a little bit more space. Yeah, so far so good. What's going on there anyway? Seems to be fairly straight. And out of curiosity, did we save the horn? Oh, mercy sakes. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's go. Okay. I think I need to take a little bit off right here, just a little bit right off the top of that. We're hitting. Get it on one side. The other side, it just doesn't let it go down in there far enough. All right, we just took and sanded off the points off of these two. I don't know if you can even see those or not. Little points. I'm trying to get this thing. Yeah, just took these little tops off. Let's see if she fits. Let's get you over here where you can see what's going on. Watch for movement. There we go. That's on there. All right, let's take a quick look at what we did. So, as you can see, this is where the steering wheel originally mounted. Made this extension tube of 5 inches. Mounted the steering wheel to it. I put these, like I said, I put these in here. Extra nuts in here. There's a little extra space in there. Yeah. Yeah, we get that cleaned up, painted up. That's going to work just fine. Oh yeah. Figured before you were reaching down to here, now it's way up here. It's much nicer. Oh, yeah, all kinds of room for comfort and activities. The only downside is it does make it a little more challenging getting out. Not terrible though. Not terrible. All right, next project. It should be considerably easier, as we are just replacing this. And doing that with just a standard old shifter extender. Just an Amazon buy. If it has a name on it anywhere or not, to be honest with you. Ah, here we go. Made in China. There's what it is. Picked up off of Amazon. It comes with these extra sleeves if you need them. I don't know. Yeah, we definitely need them. Just which one do we need? Say it's that one. Yep, that one. Crank down on there. Okay. Put this on. Okay. Shift knob or shift lever extended. Got it pulled back off of the Jeep. We're just going to sand her up a little bit here so we can spray it. Well, while we're waiting for the paint to dry, I'm going to go through and vacuum this thing out and clean it up a little bit. It's got all kinds of crud and debris in it from all the modifications lately. Time for the first coat of color. I don't have very much in the satin black, so I'm going to save it for the very last coat. We're going to use this satin gray, charcoal gray. That ought to get me close, and I can just cover it. So, as it turns out, I did not have any satin or matte black at all, so we finished it all in the gray. I'll get that matte black later and take it off and redo it. But for now, let's get her put in here. Well, there we have it. She is on there. Painted out. Looks pretty good. Obviously it'll look better when it's black. But all in all, pretty happy with it. And we got the extended shift knob. Let's let me move my truck. We'll fire this thing up, take it for a little ride, make sure everything works right. All right, ready or not, here we go. We're going to call that success. It steers. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Both go a long way to helping the channel. We'll see you on the next one.